Tayo po ba binabawalan talaga ng Korte Suprema o tayo tinuturuan lamang kung paano maghain ng tamang impeachment complaint? Di ba dapat managot din siya sa kanyang di umano'y idinispalto na pera? Di po ba? We should seek other remedies like cases before the Ombudsman at ano pang mga korte. Mr. Speaker, you enumerated earlier that the Supreme Court has added new rules on impeachment, specifically the furnishing of a copy of the articles of impeachment along with the evidence, pieces of evidence to the one impeached. Is that correct, Mr. Speaker?
That is correct, Mr. Speaker.
And along with that, you also said that each signatory to the impeachment complaint should have read in its entirety the articles of impeachment before signing it. And in your own opinion, it is another rule added by the Supreme Court.
That is what the Supreme Court stated, Mr. Speaker.
And our distinguished colleague, Ma'am Laila de Lima, said that due process is not needed here in this particular case. But in my personal opinion, Mr. Speaker, due process is intrinsically embedded in all judicial, even administrative processes. It need not be construed specifically in the Constitution. Halimbawa po, kung tayo ay magtatanggal ng empleyado sa kumpanya, kahit wala naman pagtatangka sa kanyang buhay, we also accord due process to the person that we are about to remove from office. Usually, tayo po we ask for an explanation letter dun sa empleyado kung bakit why he or she has breached a company policy. In other words, meron pong due process. And I think it need not be specifically stated in every ruling. And I think dapat po talaga intindihin natin ang judicial, ang due process ay nandyan nananalaytay sa lahat ng ating mga batas.
Mr. Speaker, ang impeachment po ay a class of its own. May tinatawag na substantive due process, procedural due process, administrative due process. At dito naman sa impeachment, ang sinasabi po ng kanina sa interpellation, na ang process na ito, pag pumirma ang 1/3 of all the members, hindi naman nawawala ang sabi, wala dito yung due process dahil ang penalty dito, sabi po ng Honorable De Lima, ay removal from office, ang pinaka-harsh na penalty. Hindi yung katulad sa criminal or administrative. Pero, Madam Speaker, sa ganang impeachment po, ay pag pumirma po ng 1/3 of all the members of the House at sinumiti po ito sa Senado, nandoon pa rin ang due process. Kasi doon po ay may karapatan makinig at i-hear yung mga depensa po ng ini-impeach.
Opo. Kung ito pong impeachment ay alang-alang sa accountability, hindi po ba dapat natin habulin ang Vice President sa Ombudsman at sa ibang mga korte? Sapagkat sa tingin ko, kung ang sanction lang ng impeachment ay tanggalin ang Pangulo sa kanyang pagkakaupo, hindi po siya mananagot ng maigi dun sa kanyang alleged misuse of confidential funds. Di ba dapat managot din siya sa kanyang di umano'y idinispalto na pera? Di po ba? We should seek other remedies like cases before the Ombudsman at ano pang mga korte.
Madam Speaker, yung privilege speech ko po ay hindi po tungkol sa paghahabol sa Vice President. Ang privilege speech ko po ay tungkol po sa desisyon ng Supreme Court na gumawa po ng maraming requirements sa House of Representatives tungkol sa impeachment na exclusive power of the House of Representatives. Ganun po ang aking binitawang privilege speech, Madam Speaker.
Just to reiterate, the topic of the Honorable Marcelo Libanan, our Minority Leader, is Senate action to archive the impeachment case of Vice President Sara Duterte.
Mr. Speaker, distinguished Minority Leader, yung po bang sinabi ng Korte Suprema ay are we being precluded to initiate impeachment complaints or we're just being taught on how to file a correct impeachment complaint by complying with procedural steps? Tayo po ba binabawalan talaga ng Korte Suprema o tayo tinuturuan lamang kung paano maghain ng tamang impeachment complaint?
Before the Minority Leader responds, since the question of the Honorable Marcoleta is directed towards the action of the 19th as well as the 20th Congress, may we request the Senior Deputy Majority Leader to respond?
Madam Speaker, we appreciate the exchange of the gentlemen regarding the impeachment as well as the decision of the Supreme Court. May I be allowed to raise a point of order, Madam Speaker?
May we know the point of order of the Majority Leader?
Madam Speaker, the discussion has been towards whether or not the House can exercise certain powers, especially in initiating impeachment complaints. However, may I remind our members that we have a pending motion for reconsideration with the Supreme Court. Thus, we cannot discuss the same with finality this afternoon during the privilege hour. May I request the gentlemen if we can hold further deliberations, heated deliberations in the future, so that we can wait until our motion for reconsideration has been decided with finality by the Supreme Court.
What does the Honorable Marcoleta say?
May I proceed with my manifestation, Mr. Speaker?
Madam
Majority
Speaker,
Leader.
can we let the Honorable Marcoleta finish his manifestation before we proceed to the next speaker to avail of the privilege hour? Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Majority Leader, I believe the Honorable Libanan, as well as the other members of the House, are actually, we have 22 members listed for the privilege hour.
That's right, Madam
Yeah,
Speaker.
so I believe a manifestation can be taken up at the appropriate time once the privilege hour has been closed.
Madam Speaker, I have already registered my intention to make a manifestation.
Madam Speaker, a manifestation would be in order. Let's allow the Honorable Marcoleta to finish his short manifestation before we conclude the privilege speech and refer the same to the Committee on Rules.
The Majority Leader's request is hereby granted.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker.